And disappointingly, the Los Angeles had been in Guantanamo Bay when we were there, in Cincinnati. And so I missed a trip to the Panama Canal, and I had to go out and join LA in LA. Now, this is one time where the trip to a new ship, which is arranged by the Navy, was in itself an adventure. The Navy had bought their torpedo bombers from Grumman, who had a plant there in New Jersey. And they would deliver them themselves with their own pilots, wherever they needed to go. And they had 3 or 4 planes that were headed out to San Diego. So they just put me in the second seat, which is normally where the gunner sits, and but they didn't give me any guns to play with. So, but the interesting thing was these planes flew below 500 feet, stay out of 5,000 feet, so they wouldn't get into any conflict with other routes by commercial or private planes. And being Navy pilots, they only flew in the daytime. We didn't need oxygen because we didn't fly that high. And we stopped at Army or Navy or Marine bases as we went out. So we got a great view of the country moving out.
Pretty rough trip though, wasn't it? Turbulence-wise, no?
Well, no, it wasn't, because we didn't fly in bad weather either. so it was a great flight. And so we finally got, we were held up by weather for 4 days in Georgia. We took a southern route to try to avoid most storms. And so then our next to last stop was before the West Coast was in Arizona. And we landed at an Army airfield there. And we immediately heard that there had been a 2-plane air collision earlier in the day, and both pilots were killed. And then we found out that one of the planes was from our group of torpedo bombers going out. And the reason this happened, apparently, was that the Navy circles the field before it lands, because they never want to be, if they have any problems, they don't want to be that far from the carrier. The Army planes just fly in across country and land straight ahead. And so our plane and an Army plane collided. This must have been some negligence in the tower or somewhere, but anyhow, that was really unhappy. But anyhow, we had to keep going, so the next morning we were off. And we just spent the last 3 days going over the very dry badlands of the Southwest. Very tough country, and very gray and colorless. And as we come into California and come in over the Palm Springs area, things starting to brighten up a little bit, brighten up. And behind Palm Springs, of course, is the mountains there.